So here we are. And hopefully we can talk some more over some drinks.
So, evening, as promised to be quick, and the barrier between the workshop and the dinner, so as promised to be quick. Then, the presentation is about how to do the assessment of the post-disaster recovery based on social media data. So, this is the content of the presentation. Post-disaster recovery has been usually divided into phases with different names according to different outputs. I use this denomination, relief or emergency, where the priority is to save lives, and the recovery start the return to the normality, recovery, the normality has been reached, and development is when the lessons from previous earthquakes and from other cases have been learned, and it goes beyond the state before the earthquake or the state like the earthquake has happened. These are the post-disaster phases, and I'm interested in the data that I need for the assessment of this phase, and particularly I'm interested in the data provided by citizens like you. Then, from social media, we get mainly image and text data, really large data. And from them, we can extract meaningful information. What happened? The problem is this is unstructured data. Then it's that information we need to apply natural language processing techniques like sentiment analysis or opinion mining. What is this technique? With this technique, we classify these unstructured data into polarity or sentiment. Then, in case of an earthquake, most of the data will be negative, and even in the post-disaster recovery, because people complain about the delays in the reconstruction, they still remember those who died because of the earthquake, and so on. But there are different data. Sometimes the treats are the mines, the depth, the magnitude, or the extent of the earthquake. And there are positive data, text data with positive polarity. That means that, for instance, message of solidarity, tweets that include or highlight reconstruction activities, or the support condone or acknowledge the support of. What I think is, all the data, all the text data with negative polarity is all that data that relates the recovery. While the data with positive polarity is all the text data that implies some contribution to the progress of the recovery. This technique comes from customer reviews of products and places, like hotels and restaurants. But here, we use it for post-disaster recovery because we consider that the recovery progress is a service provided by governments to the citizens affected by earthquakes. Then, here you can see the tweets posted during the 5th anniversary of the earthquake. Why 5th? Because in the project Learning from Earthquakes, what we need is to make the assessment based on social media in the terms of 5 and 10 years. And because 5 years was the term that the government gave to the national reconstruction activity for finish the reconstruction. Then we collect this amount of tweets, the 95% are original, based on these hashtags for the 5th anniversary. So we did it between the 6th of March and the 2nd of May. Here we can see the exact anniversary of the earthquake. That was the 25th April. These peaks that you see is just seismic activity in the world because we include these hashtags. And the assessment that I'm going to present now is based only on the tweets 1 hour before and 1 hour later after the 11:56 when the earthquake happened. The sample is 383 tweets, and here we can see the example of the tweets per polarity. So positive polarity, lessons learned, reconstruction actions, supporting action, acknowledgement to donors, solidarity messages, promotion of touristic attraction, efficient management of the COVID, and negative polarity is still those tweets that remain casualties and injured population, complaints about the reconstruction, that implies lack of preparedness, difficulties in the recovery, economic stagnation, all the problems created by the COVID, and these elements related to social vulnerability that delays the recovery, and the decline in remittance, which is specific for the case of Nepal, because I understand, maybe you can correct me, that remittance constitutes the 11.3% of the gross domestic product here. And that decline also will stop or delay the recovery because it's income. And the neutral polarity is, as I said before, sending information and message of and the promotion of commemoration ceremonies that usually take place during each anniversary. Then here you can see examples. This tweet with positive polarity, it's about a temple that is restored and will be a new urban facility. This tweet complains about the delay in the recovery of other urban facilities. And in this is the only tweet that I found in Nepali, in this sample, in which is just a question about the post-disaster reconstruction conditions. Then, however, the tweets have different polarities. So there are neutral, negative, and positive. This analysis was done at sentence level. And this is the result. It's divided. So most of the tweets are neutral, followed by negative, but followed by the positive polarity, which means that the opinions are divided, which is good. What is the main positive? Why is the main positive aspects that the tweets highlight? The lessons learned, and also that people learn. And I understand that all the authorities have said that Nepal had learned from India and from Pakistan, and Nepal had learned from their own experience. And negative, definitive COVID. To be honest, the negative polarity doesn't come from the delays, specifically delays in the reconstruction. It's more about the situation because of COVID. But there are some tweets that complain about the injustice, the inequality, and the poverty. And of course, all the elements related to the COVID-19. Then, to go deep, there is another technique, natural language processing technique, that is based on to classify this time the data into topics. These topics come from previous anniversaries, Haiti, Chile, and L'Aquila. And we see that most of the tweets are related to seismic information, but to be honest, they only say that the earthquake happened 5 years ago. Second, the COVID-19, because it's April 2020 when the pandemic started. Then the recovery, which is also good. And then emergency response, that those tweets are mainly from NGOs. And the number of injuries and casualties, because the number was really high. Now, these are examples of all the tweets related to specific topics regarding building damage. This tweet mentioned the damage in school at home. This tweet about construction practices mentioned the change or the reduction in size in the houses in Nepal, which is due to the limited resources. So houses change from 4 to from 4 to only 2 rooms, and women complain that they have to cook, to eat, and to sleep in the same room with the chickens and the goats. So, the effects of the COVID-19 and the commemoration action is to talk about a walk to honor the memory of those who died. This tweet mentioned a hospital to receive patients from the COVID-19 because to attend problems with the COVID-19. Distress, that is, this tweet talk about the loss and devastation due to survivors, due to the memories of the event. This tweet is about the emergency response. This user said that it was the first big emergency, but conclude that it's not the disaster who killed the people, it's the vulnerability conditions. Governance is this tweet is about that the government have to prepare to receive the Nepali migrant workers from Middle East. And in Europe and Canada, it mentioned the number of people who died because of the earthquake. All the tweets mentioned that this earthquake was devastating. This is the same added every time. And this tweet talked that the railroad still works despite the lockdown. And this tweet says that Nepal is very prepared for disaster. You can tell me this is true. This tweet about reconstruction says that the reconstruction is far from over. And this tweet about recovery is from an NGO who said that they were not only during the emergency, but also during the recovery in the long term. Then, scientific information that it was 5 years ago, and this is a tweet with cellularity that includes an image of the projection of the flag of Nepal on a mountain in Switzerland as a sign of solidarity with Nepal. This is my conclusion. Most of the tweets from the local population deals with the daily situation, not with the anniversary. Unrelated tweets are related to other seismic activity in the world, because I included hashtags. The most of the tweets about the anniversary comes from NGO and foreigners who need to mention their role in the post-disaster recovery. And there are not so much activity on social media like the activity that happened during the 10th anniversary of the earthquakes. I said before that the negative polarity is not related to delays in the reconstruction, it's more related to the COVID problems. One of the tweets that was more retweeted said that there was a lack of preparedness. Among population at that time. You can also tell me that is true. And as we saw in the analysis, there are different opinions about the reconstruction. Advanced, that this is mainly from the National Reconstruction Authority, and independent authors says that this is still to come or far from over. And of course, the reconstruction process was delayed by the COVID because of the lockdown, and because many goods that it was needed for the reconstruction were stopped in the customs because of lack of manpower. This is all the problems in the reconstruction are related to this. Economic resources, maintain the historicity and originality in business, the tradition village, managing manpower, lack of property rights, that is mainly in the rural areas, that's why people don't have access to the loans. Progress, there are no progress, we saw that there are no progress in the reconstruction of houses that in urban facilities, but still temples. I think we saw that the reconstruction was really advanced. Nepal has a big approach, specifically focused on building back the schools. And I think, based on what we saw yesterday in the first fieldwork, Nepal has moved from the recovery to the development phase. It means that the country really learned from the lessons, is applied, is creating new urban facilities, new urban spaces, and is worried to retrofitting to reduce the physical vulnerability and population. So I take the opportunity to promote this. This workshop on Friday for those who want to discuss the practice of recovery based on unique activities, so it will be more active. And it will take place on Friday at 10, and it will be in the office of Scott Wilson Nepal. So thank you for the attention.
Thank you, Dr. Really interesting. Do we have a quick question for Diana? Yes.
Hello. My question to you is, what was the NLP algorithm that was used for language processing in your data, and how accurate was the NLP algorithm?
Okay, regarding the algorithm, currently I'm doing the super basic classification, but we were trying before with another platform that is multi-layer, and now we are trying with another algorithm that was created by Stanford University. You can look in the internet, that is Hugging Face, that has more accuracy than multi-layer. But currently these results are based on supervised classification. Did you make a second question? Accuracy. The accuracy of multi-layer is 63, and from Hugging Face maybe 69.
Yes, Diana, it is very nice to have so much in-depth analysis on the social media. Now, if I see like in these people, they are much more active with Facebook, in social media. So, do you have any idea that if we go for the analysis in the capturing in the Facebook page, so what will be the any like in your insightful method or something? If it will work same as the Twitch procedure, or there should be something else? Do you have any idea? Because Facebook is the most people they are using Facebook rather than Twitch, I believe.
Yeah, thank you for the suggestion. The reason to use Facebook to use Twitch is that there are APIs developed to extract automatically all the messages, all the tweets. Yes, there is no yet, or at least I don't know, an API to load the text data from Facebook based on the hashtags. The reason to put Instagram is because sometimes the tweets are linked to an Instagram publication. But I take Twitter because it's the most easy to extract the text data.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you very much. That was great. So the last presentation, she was promised to stick to 5 minutes. I put the pressure on him. Do you want to come up and